Space Station 14 is a remake of Space Station 13. Check it out for free on Steam. This video will cover basic gameplay philosophy and tips for new players checking out Space Station 14. If you need a guide going over the controls, you can find that on my channel as well. Space Station 14 is an odd game to describe. It's basically part sandbox survival, part roleplay and improv comedy, and part social deduction. Mostly, it's a lot of nonsense. That's an orb pill. I'm taking the orb pill. Alright, now. Gaze. Ugh, the character's vomiting. The orb pill will maintain your sanity. Endure. My lord. My character's vomiting. It will not be easy. Should I drop it? Oh, keep staring. Keep gazing. I can't handle it. Do you see it? I see colors. You see the truth of this world. Yes. I see many threads. Threads of reality. Hey guys, I got a level with you. I'm a wizard now. That's true. Bonafide wizard. I got this. See my orb? I got this. I'm a real wizard. The most fun aspect of this game isn't the mechanics themselves, but how you use them to interact with the other players around you. It's like a D&D session where everyone's just going off the rails. So, you're new, and you're wondering what you should even be doing. First, play a few rounds as an assistant. If you die, don't worry. Spectate from ghost mode. Observe how the round plays out. See what people are doing, and try to get an overview of the station layout. You might assume that based on their name, an assistant would be assisting other roles. This isn't really the case. You're free to wander wherever you have keycard access, so use this to explore and mess around with the mechanics. Just be careful not to get locked in somewhere you can't leave without access.
Go back to your room!
Something that takes new players time to realize is that no matter what job you choose to do, you are just as capable to interact with everything on the station as anyone else. The only thing you may not have is the necessary access, being an ID card, or the necessary player knowledge. This knowledge will come with playtime, while higher level access can be granted to your ID card from the head of personnel, or HOP. You're free to ask them anytime to give you a new ID, but you may need to get permission from the other heads of staff, or do whatever arbitrary thing they want you to do to get it. Here's some tips that'll help you no matter what job you choose. Always carry a basic set of tools. A crowbar, wrench, screwdriver at the least, maybe even a welding tool. If you figured out how to hack a door, then also carry wire cutters and a multi-tool. This will help you get out of locked rooms or into them if you're a traitor. Have a goal or gimmick in mind for the round. Rounds in Space Station are different shifts on the same station. You have no memories of previous versions of it. A shift can be anywhere from 20 minutes at the short end to 2 hours at the longest. Some examples of goals or gimmicks to keep in mind are learn to hack a door, learn how to deconstruct or build a piece of furniture, start a religion as the chaplain, or learn how to make space drugs or meth as a chemist. Remember that no matter what, your plans will more than likely go to shit. Anything can and will happen on the station. This can be anything from being on the Syndicate's hit list to something you can't even control, like the Singularity destroying half the station. Rule of thumb, if someone tries to get you to do something like go somewhere alone with them, drink a strange drink, or take a strange pill, you can probably guess what they want to do to you. Don't worry about being the world's best roleplayer. Just stay in character. The main server for SS14 is currently LRP or low roleplay, so there isn't much expected from you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Most players are willing to help. You can act in self-defense, but try your best not to murder anybody. At best, you'll be tried for murder by security, and at worst, you'll be banned. Using manners and charm gets you a lot further than being rude. If that doesn't work, here's something else. You're allowed to lie. In character, of course. To be clear, if an admin messages you and asks for the truth, you should always tell them, or you're risking a ban. But in character, even if you commit a crime and your lawyer whispers to you in secret to tell him the truth, you may just want to lie. He does work for security, after all. When in doubt, always check the wiki. It has lists for all of the crafting recipes, job-specific information, server rules, and even a great page on getting started.
Oh my gosh, when the imposters, that's wussy.
To give the game a bit of excitement, some players are selected to work against the crew by acting as antagonists, or antags. There are various types of antags like traitors and cultists. You can volunteer to play as an antag through the character editor at the start of the game. Being an antag in Space Station is something of an art. If you start as a traitor, open your PDA and click Open Uplink to see what traitor items you can purchase. Just be sure to do this in a dark corner of the station where no one will notice what you're doing. Being a traitor is some of the most fun that you can have in this game since you're allowed to do almost any atrocious action that you want.
Oh my god.
Being an antagonist is not an excuse to go on a murder spree. Your job is still to complete your objectives. On occasion, that will include the assassination of a target. Sometimes it will include escaping alive or dying a glorious death. How you complete your objectives is up to you, but keep in mind that there are other Syndicate agents on the station that have their own objectives. While your objectives take priority and might not always align with theirs, you generally shouldn't recklessly endanger their missions by destroying the station or going on a blind murder spree. If you can manage to identify them, working with them can actually be mutually beneficial. Random mass shootings or the simple deconstruction of a singulo are boring but effective. However, the more creative the chaos, the more interesting the round becomes. It's not just griefing if it's badass or hilarious. If you suspect somebody is an antagonist, report them to security as fast as possible, and do what you can to protect yourself. Remember, antagonists are legally people too, so they must be arrested and prosecuted if possible. Self-antagonizing, or self-antag, is when you're not an antagonist, yet you go out of your way to break the law, damage the station, or commit murder. Breaking the law is not inherently self-antagonizing, but attacking your crewmates, attempting to break into high-security areas, and hoarding items your job doesn't need are. Self-antagonizing can and will get you banned. Unless the game tells you that you're an antagonist, you're a normal member of the crew, and your only objective is to complete the shift in your designated role. I don't have a lot of experience with all of the roles myself, but I'll briefly go over what they're supposed to do. Once you're familiar with the controls and etiquette on the station, you're ready to pick a job. Don't pick any leadership roles until you actually know what you're doing. Keep in mind this video is being made while the game's still in pre-alpha, so all this information is likely to change in the future. More jobs will be added, and some may be removed or changed significantly. Passenger and assistant. Enjoy your stay, and while at it, steal someone's clothes and job. Get in trouble for breaking into rooms. Save the station when least expected. A useless role, great for new players to learn the controls and gameplay before trying a real job. Janitor. As the janitor, try to keep the station clean of spills. Use your mop to clean up spills by replacing them with puddles. Ignore the woes of man with your no-slip shoes. Experience joy as you point at the wet floor sign. Watch as people complain about you not cleaning areas you don't have access to. As long as the station is mostly spill-free, your job is fulfilled.
My job? Toilets and boilers, boilers and toilets. Plus that one boiling toilet. Fire me if you dare.
Bartender. As the bartender, your goal is to keep the station's crew docile and drunk. Take their oddly specific requests and make them at your beer and soda machines. You have a shotgun, and don't be afraid to use it. Bar is one of the most bombed and attacked regions, as there's usually a lot of people there. Give the crew drinks and keep the bar mostly hole-free, and you'll do fine. Botanist. As the botanist, your goal is to grow food to stop the chef from seeking alternative sources. Grow lots of wheat, and when you get tired of that, grow weed. Just keep growing plants, and you'll do great. Chef. As the chef, your goal is to keep the station fed by any means necessary. Tell Botany what to grow, and watch as they only grow wheat. Serve raw eggplants and get shot by the barkeep. Ask medical for access to the morgue. Snap and hunt passengers for meat. Hide in the meat locker whenever security comes by. Chaplain. Preach to crew members and aid them in their spiritual journey to oneness. Start a new religion or cult. Get bored when God doesn't answer your prayers and get a job change at the head of personnel. Clown. As the clown, your goal is to cause as much trouble as possible before your inevitable arrest and execution by security. Use your bananas and pies to trip security officers and steal their batons. Hoard batons to annoy them further. Master the art of breaking and entering to steal vital objects. As a general rule, try to cause trouble without causing permanent death or damage.
What are you gonna do? Knock my block off?
Mime. Play as a clown, but with special powers as long as you don't speak. Lawyer. Pretend to be a part of security without actually doing any of the work. Read space law and forget it constantly. Try as hard as you can to get everyone to go into the courthouse at any opportunity.
My client is in the back of the courtroom. Mr. Seki, would you please stand up?
Objection.
Now, the person you ID'd is named Hollis Early. He's a bartender down in Berlin. He has a very good alibi for the night in question.
Your Honor, objection.
Librarian. Write on some paper and have people glance at it and shrug. Get fed up and break into the bridge, announcing D&D in the library. Play D&D for the rest of the round with the captain. Musician. Play midis at deafening volumes, bum around the bar and flex your knowledge on obscure bands, pester cargo for more instruments. Reporter. Run around looking for people to interview, make news stories out of the most mundane occurrences, dig up some dirt on the heads. Cargo technician. As a cargo tech, remodel cargo to be the prestigious home that it is. Order enough parts to build a self-sustaining spaceship and leave the station taking all the oxygen with you. Answer Science's requests for what you're pretty sure are the parts of a black hole bomb. As long as you don't hand out hard suits and laser guns to passengers, security will leave you alone. Salvage specialist. Equip a hard suit and salvage wrecked station parts from previous stations, a grim reminder of what's to come in the next 10 minutes. Fight fish in space and hurriedly throw your loot out into space to fly back to safety. Accidentally space your department twice. Quartermaster. Organize all of cargo into a logistical force to be reckoned with. Throw your ire at head of personnel for giving the clown cargo access. Resist the urge to form the great nation of Cargonia. Atmospheric technician. Watch and manage Atmos. Be one of the 3 people who actually knows how Atmos even works. Die anyway to a plasma fire. Station engineer. Create new power sources and fix any power or integrity related issues that the station may have. Get to the bottom of any problem and hold the entire station together with your hard work. Accidentally singulose the station due to an oversight.
This is a big problem in the Russian space station because I don't want to stay here anymore. Yeah, finally!
Security cadet. This role is one's path to becoming a proper and official security officer and is meant to flag you as such. Keep in mind that while the Force may take it easy on you, the rest of the station may not. Still, do your best to make your station proud as you help break up fights, patrol the halls, maybe even stop a syndicate or 2. Security officer. Turn off harm before batoning and cuff troublemakers in a timely fashion, only to still have everyone cry harm baton and hate you for trying to protect them. Get robbed while trying to talk to someone else at the scene of a crime. Enforce space law. Accidentally turn on harm and baton the clown. Warden. Manage the security department and all of the people imprisoned inside of it. Protect it from irresponsible staff, and protect the prisoners from being forgotten in their cells. Detective. Have your vital gear stolen by someone. Have one too many at the bar. Monologue the farts of you and your crew. Smoke till your face melts off. Or help security solve crimes. Chemist. Spicy bartending. Use the chemistry machines to make medicine for any damaged crew members. Optionally, make meth or LSD once enough medicine's been made. Start a drug empire with the bartenders or cargo. Die in a potassium explosion. Medical doctor. Work in conjunction with chemistry to keep the station alive. Put away the ever-stacking bodies into the morgue. Get swarmed by a tide of people all needing band-aids and ointment. Medical intern. Assist the doctors while they heal patients. Bother the chemists to teach you how to make meth and maybe medicine. Gather dead bodies from around the station and bring them to medbay so they can be revived. Discover why the chef's food tastes so good. Psychologist. Prescribe amphetamines for every single problem. End up as a test subject for science. Succumb to madness. Scientist. Unlock the wonders of science by building every machine in the game and replacing every job other than cargo. Build a cloning rig and become immortal. Build chem dispensers and a chem master to make your very own drug lab. Build blast doors and plasma glass walls to protect science for when set goes insane. As a scientist, you basically do whatever as long as it does something cool. Captain. Manage the entire station and make sure everything stays in working order and fix any issues that the other crew members can't. Chief Engineer. Order the engineers around to make sure that all the issues in the station are fixed without any delays. Chief Medical Officer. Manage the resources and personnel of the medical department to keep the crew in top shape. Head of Personnel. Handle reassignments and permission changes from your desk. Mediate any disputes that can't be solved by the relevant department heads. Head of Security. Organize the security officers into a formidable order-keeping force. Have a final word on how to resolve security-related issues. Research Director. Make sure the scientists are taking their jobs seriously and improving the station as much as they can. Well, that's it for this video. If you need help with the controls, check out the other video on my channel, and otherwise, have a good day.